Hi, my name is Anthony Nelson. I'm the SVP of Operations for Premier Restoration Hawaii. Our mission statement is restoring the lives, businesses, and communities of Hawaii. And for that reason, I felt like it was important to create a video today to share you some information and some sources of information that we're finding useful as we're targeting and identifying what we should be doing as an organization with regards to the coronavirus. The first resource that we use is the CDC website. Has a ton of information regarding the general knowledge of what is happening with the coronavirus in our world today. There is a relative to outbreaks and identifying areas geographically where the coronavirus is, down to general cleaning recommendations and specific recommendations for specific entities. If you're a school, if you're a household, if you're a business, you have an office space. It's a huge resource, and I would encourage anybody who has questions to go directly there. For me, when I wake up in the morning, it's the first website I've been looking at the past couple of weeks. Second website I usually look at is OSHA, which is Occupational Safety and Health. They have a ton of recommendations on how to protect our employees or other employees in the workplace should they come in contact with pathogens or suspect pathogens that they may be concerned about. The third website that I take a look at is the State of Hawaii Department of Health. Has a ton of regional things that are specific to Hawaii that we find very useful, what's happening in our local environment today. So what I wanted to do was take a copy of the CDC's cleaning recommendations and read them verbatim and then give you the layperson's interpretation. Sometimes these documents are prepared and they're a little chunky and they can be hard to understand. And I just wanted to give you a lens into a restorer's perspective on what this actually means. So if you have an individual that is suspect or could be potentially ill, you're really not sure, and they have been in an indoor environment and you wish to clean that environment, this would be our recommendation and the CDC's recommendation. The first thing you're going to want to do is protect yourself. So before you enter any spaces that have suspect contamination, you're going to want to put on latex gloves as a minimum. If you have access to disposable coveralls, or a clothes that you're not concerned about getting dirty, that you don't mind disposing of or laundering immediately, you're going to want to put those on. That's going to be your first line of defense from making sure that disease transmission doesn't go from wherever it is to yourself. The next thing you're going to want to do is to clean the surfaces that could be potentially impacted. For us, our procedure is we clean every single surface we can identify: floors, walls, ceilings, countertops. We tend to be a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more overarching than what the CDC recommends. But you're going to want to clean those surfaces first. And it doesn't specifically matter what method of cleaning you use, because the cleaning step and the disinfection step are completely separate activities. So you're going to go ahead, you're going to clean. Just use whatever you normally would use. If it's a wood table, use Pledge. If it's your kitchen countertops, use whatever you use to clean your kitchen countertops. And you just want to rid those surfaces of any settled organisms, dust, that kind of stuff. The next thing you're going to want to do is disinfect. And there's been a ton of conversation around what you should specifically use to disinfect. If you have access to something that is labeled as a disinfectant, you can feel free to use that. If not, the CDC is recommending alcohol solutions with at least 70% alcohol. They also have a recommendation for bleach. Their recommendation is 5 tablespoons or 1/3 of a cup of bleach per water. That can be used as a disinfecting solution as well. Most of us don't have disinfectants underneath our kitchen cabinets, but most of us do have bleach. It's not necessary for you to run out to the store and pick up disinfectants. You should be able to find something at home that you can use. Once you have disinfected the surfaces, those hard porous surfaces, you're going to want to pay attention to the soft porous surfaces. If you have access to a carpet cleaner, or you can perform hot water extraction, that's a good way to clean. If not, a good vacuum and a mist of a solution to disinfect would be suitable. With carpets, you're going to want to be careful. You may not want to use bleach because they can actually stain or discolor the carpet. Hopefully that you have found this information useful, and it can help you in your daily lives. And I'm proud of our community. I feel like we do a pretty good job of rallying together when it's important, and I'm thankful that I live in Hawaii today. Thank you.